Today we're going to look at inequalities. Inequalities are mathematical expressions that have two sides that are not equal. They're not equal. So in an equation, you would set both sides as equal, but in an inequality, you would have both sides not equal. So inequality symbols include greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. If you were graphing greater than on a number line, it would have an open circle with an arrow or a ray in the direction in which the arrow was pointing. Same with less than. They're open circles. If you have greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, you would have closed circles in the direction in which the arrow is pointing. And then the meaning of greater than or equal to means at least. It must be at least this thing. Less than or equal to means at most. It can be at most this thing or lower. The greater, it can be at least this thing or higher. So here are two inequalities. The first inequality is 3x is less than 15 because we're using the less than sign. The arrow is pointing to the left. So we're going to solve it the same way we would an equation by balancing both sides, but then we'll see why they're not equal. So we're going to perform the opposite operation. The goal is always to get the variable by itself or isolate the variable. So we're going to divide by 3 on both sides since that is the opposite operation of multiplication. 3 divided by 3 is 1, as is any number divided by itself. And then 1 times x is x because any number times 1 is itself. So we'll bring down the x and we'll bring down the inequality and we'll put 3 into 15 because 15 divided by 3 is the same as 3 into 15. How many times can 3 go into 15? 5. So we can read the solution as x is less than 5. That means any value that you plug in for x has to be less than 5 in order for it to work. We're going to add a or equal to sign to this inequality. So now it reads 3x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 50. So now that we have a two-step inequality, we're going to have to get rid of the constant before we can do anything with the coefficient. If you're unfamiliar with the word coefficient, it is the number in front of the variable. It is the number that we multiply by the variable. So we're going to get rid of the constant first by using the opposite operation. So since it's addition, we're going to subtract. And we're going to end up with 3x is greater than or equal to 45. Because any number of the same with different signs will cancel themselves out. It's going to be additive inverses. They always equal 0. Additive inverses always equal 0. And then 50 minus 5 is 45. So now we have 3x is greater than or equal to 45. We have one more step, and that is to divide by 3 on both sides. Once again, it cancels out because it becomes 1, and 1 times x is x. X is greater than or equal to, we're going to do 45 divided by 3. We can do the math on the side if you don't know it automatically. 3 can go into 4 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. And we will bring down the 5. And as we saw at the top, 3 goes into 15 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. We have no remainders, which means our quotient is 15, and we will plug that in. So our solution is x is greater than or equal to 15. This time, we can include the 15 in our solution set, and it will be a closed circle because it is included in the values of x. So x could be 15, 16, 17, but it can't be 14 because then that would be less than x. I hope that you have learned a little bit more about inequality.